All right, so I arrived in New York yesterday from London, essentially on a 2-day hangover, and it was just pouring rain, pretty miserable. Now, as you can see, it's a nice sunny day. It's looking beautiful. I've got 52% battery on the GoPro, so I'll just do a not hungover walking tour of York. Nothing but bed and breakfast, pretty much as far as the eye can see on this left side. Kind of a definitely haunted church right here. St. Paul's Holgate. At least haunted by the spirits of 14 altar boys. Holgate Bridge going into town. We're just gonna walk around and see what the town looks like. I heard it's nice. Chose to come here based on some propaganda posters that were hanging in the airport. So far I've dug what I've seen. Pretty sweet doorway right there. This is Blossom Street, where the guy who was working the desk last night said most of the pubs, most of the restaurants are located. I ate at the place up here at the far corner, kitty corner over there. It's called Punch Bowl. Kind of had the vibe of like maybe a British Perkins, you know, for the American viewers, you know what that is. The Canadians, I don't know what that would be. Not a Tim Hortons, but I don't know what you guys would eat. Probably something called like the Beaver's Tail or the Tree's Bark. But yeah, that's the Punch Bowl. Up next to it, you got this cool castle wall thingy. Not sure how old it is, but it looks really cool, really King Arthurian. We're gonna go check that out. So apparently it's called Micklegate Bar, and it's been around since Roman times for the most part, but was mostly constructed in around 1200. Apparently people lived in it, up in that top room for the most part. And then the last resident left in 1916. Hopefully in 2026 they'll allow another one, because I wouldn't mind living up there. Supposedly this gate was used for greeting monarchs and hanging traitors from. So pretty brutal, pretty metal. This is the other side of that gate. They got an army recruiter right here, because of course they would, right next to an old medieval thing. So army recruiter right there if you feel like getting lied to. If you can see that, that says Brass Rubbing Center. That's where everybody goes to rub their brass. And we got nice old building, nice old building. Oh, and a brand new H&M building, so that really fits in. I think this area is called the Shambles. I saw it on Google Maps, so I guess we're just gonna go walk around in here. It's all just like pedestrian traffic. Looks pretty nice. It's pretty comfy. Building here looks like it's collapsing in on itself. Other than that, looks pretty nice. And some more shambles down here. Looks like the store is called the Boy Wizard. Harry Potter themed store. At first when I saw that, maybe I thought I could buy Boy Wizards. Thought maybe it was a slavery market for Hogwarts. You know, times are tough all over, so maybe they're selling wizards. It's basically shambles originated when with the word shamble, meaning that stalls or benches on which the meat was displayed. So apparently this area used to be just like a big meat market, and then all these buildings were kind of built around 1400. And the streets and the current layout is started to happen around then. Some sort of farmer's market happening in here today. And ancient church. McDonald's. One of the things I've noticed is kind of cool here is that you can just walk around. I haven't looked at Google Maps the whole time. I just keep turning to the right and seeing things. Like I just turned to the right there and saw just a giant church, which I'm probably gonna walk down towards right now. I came down this street because this was here. Looks like another continuation of that wall. Probably walk down there after I go check out these churches down here. So we got that church right there. We got these big bad boy right there with the 2 spires going up. Turn the corner. Everything seems pretty easy to kind of find your way. Got street signs everywhere. You know, just follow the flow of traffic. I'm sure it's not like this most days of the week. I really lucked out with the weather for it being late September. This thing is pretty sweet. Wonder if they got an app for that. This is way bigger of a church than I was expecting. Guy's taking a picture. Don't want to get in there too. Gavardo is playing. I love Gavardo. Adorable little dog. York Minster.
It takes you hours to just look at all the detail.
Unfortunately, for $11 or 11 pounds 50 pence, that's a little bit out of my price range. I'm not about to spend $15 to go into a church. Plus, they don't like me in those. Massive church. Looks like it's undergoing some renovation. Hopefully it's another H&M. I found these stairs right here along that gate, which I showed at the beginning of the movie. Film, clip, YouTube, piece, whatever they're technically called. So we're gonna go this way. Let's see what happens if we just follow this path. Definitely haunted. Also, there was a guy working in there. I startled him. I don't know if you saw that in the video. Looks like this is just one big pathway along the wall, which is really cool. I'm stoked on it. I hope it leads me to the castle, down to a different area or something. So as you can see, the wall goes for quite a while. I think I probably just walked maybe half a mile. And it bends and it goes down here through this haunted glade. And I think it's gonna put me out at the river and then hopefully at the castle. It is kind of cool to follow, you know, the walls of an ancient fortress essentially, to kind of walk where you want to go now. You can kind of see on that hill right there, I think that that's the castle. I'm not entirely sure. There's also a couple of towers here, so that might be one of those instead. Let's go check it out. So apparently that is what remains of the castle. The rest of the castle grounds was this area, which is now a museum, things of the sort. I'm gonna walk around, find some food. Maybe I'll film some more. Maybe this will be the end of it. If you've watched this, I hope you found it somewhat entertaining. My favorite part was the Asian tourist who was wearing the tutu who we just walked by. Instagram is a terrible beast. Uh-oh. Thank you. Hi, doggy. Just got a pork sandwich. I got a pint of beer. I made the bartender guy give me a whole bunch of samples. A lot of the beers tasted super flat. That's kind of a thing with England in general. I had high hopes for one. It was called the Tommy Taylor's Timmy Tam, something like that. So I thought that was funny. So the city walls go all around the city, with bridges going over the rivers and the ponds or whatever. I think I'm gonna walk down to what looks like it might be the biggest gate into the city, check it out, and then I'll probably cut back. Don't really feel like doing the whole walk around on all the walls quite yet. Maybe next time. Plus there's some really ominous clouds rolling through. It's kind of cool to have your backyard in this area be a castle wall. That's the big gate right there, apparently. Apparently there's a coffee shop in there with a rooftop seating and such, but so I decided I'm going to go to the next gate. I think it was called the Red Keep. So obviously whoever named it that in 1400, 1500, whenever AD, ripped that off from Game of Thrones. So there's a plagiarism case waiting to be happen from HBO, George R.R. Martin, but I'm gonna go check it out. Hopefully it's pretty neat. I was incorrect. It's called the Red Tower. Womp, womp, womp. Hardly a tower. Looks more like a cottage, honestly. But kind of cozy, I guess. So the canal that runs through the city, this is pretty much a dead end part of it, I want to say. And it's been overtaken by algae and Pepsi cans. Dirtbag swan probably littering Pepsi cans. This will be the first part of a series called Honest City Reviews, where I will essentially be the needle drop or the pitchfork of reviewing cities and reviewing places to travel. Now, all in all, what would I rate York? I think it's great for a one-day trip. I think based on the amount of adorable dogs, the amount of history, well-preserved history as it is, the ease of everything being super central, I'd probably rate York 7 out of 9 York Terriers.